अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमाचार्यपदाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने गौरकथाधामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वतदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुर्लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Continuing on with the Nectarian Mellows of Sri Radha KripaKataksha Stava Raja, reading from text 8. Suvarnamalli kanchita trirekhakambu kanthage trisutramangaligara triratnadipti didhiti Salolaneelakuntala prasunagocchagumfite Kadakarishya sihamam KripaKataksha bhajanam. O goddess, who wear a golden necklace on the three-lined conch shell of your neck, O splendid goddess with 3 jasmine garlands and 3 jeweled necklaces, O goddess whose moving locks of dark hair are decorated with bunches of flowers, when will you cast your merciful sidelong glance upon me? So here, in the next, actually almost 3 verses, the indescribable beauty of Srimati Radharani has been described here. 8, 9, 10, and is basically 8, 9, and 10 is describing the personal features of Srimati Radharani, and also what she, how she decorates herself. So here in this particular verse, how it is described here by Lord Shiva that she wears golden necklace on the 3-lined conch shell of your neck. So Srimati Radharani's neck, the glory of her neck is being described here. It's like a conch shell. So if you remember that even when we sing Damodarashtakam, in the second verse of Sri Damodarashtakam, There also Damodar, Krishna, is glorified to have his neck just like the three lines of a conch shell. So Krishna's neck is also described to be like a conch shell. It goes like this, the second verse. Rudam tamuhu netra yugmam rajantam karam bhujayugmena satankanetram muhushwasakampati rekankakantha Sthitagraivam damoda ram bhaktibadham. So it is said that Muhushwasa Kampa Trirekanka Kantha. So Krishna's Kantha is just like that of a conch shell. In fact, if you see the back of the conch shell, not the round part, but the back of the conch shell has very beautifully curved three lines. It has, where the conch shell folds to the inner side, to the back of the conch shell. If you notice, it has very beautiful three lines. Now just imagine that Krishna's neck is glorified just like that conch shell. It's so elegant, so beautiful, so curvy. So Krishna's neck is just like that, three lines of a conch shell. Similarly here, Lord Shiva is glorifying Srimati Radharani, that her neck is also just like the three lines of a conch shell. Even her neck is so splendidly beautiful, so splendidly elegant, that even her neck is just like that of a conch shell. And she decorates her three-lined conch shell shape of her neck with beautiful golden necklaces. O goddess splendid with 3 jasmine garlands and 3 jeweled necklaces, O goddess whose moving locks of dark hair are decorated with bunches of flowers, guchha gumfite. Guchha means bunch. So not just a few strings of flowers, but bunches and bunches of flowers decorate Srimati Radharani's dark hair. So here I was reading from Sri Vidagdha Madhava, the indescribable beauty of Srimati Radharani, and Krishna himself is glorifying the beauty of Srimati Radharani. Here it is explained by Srila Rupa Goswami. Krishna is saying that entwining in this way, and that with decorations of fresh forest flowers, and bound and tied up with jewel threads, adorned with jasmine garlands of exotic fragrance, and hanging down very best of noble gemstones. Your hairstyle, arranged by the hand of Lord Hari himself. Will I ever see it, Sri Radhe? This is the prayer of Rupa Goswami in Vidagdha Madhava. That how Rupa Goswami is saying that Hari, Lord Hari himself, is actually decorating the hair and doing the decorations on the hair of Srimati Radharani. In this regard, I was remembering that we all know that Krishna is very famously known as Keshava. One of his very celebrated names is Keshava. And we all generally know that the reason why Krishna is, based on his different pastimes, he gets different names. So he's called Madhusudana because he killed the demon named Madhu. He is called Keshava because he killed the demon named Keshi, the horse demon. But there's another reason why Krishna is celebrated and is known as Keshava. Because Krishna is the most expert in decorating Srimati Radharani's kesh. Srimati Radharani's long, dark, cloud-like hair Nobody else can decorate it the way, in the most expert way that Sri Krishna himself decorates her hair. And that is why Sri Krishna is celebrated as known as Keshava, because he is so expert in decorating Srimati Radharani's hair. You can see how it is so beautifully described here, how every word is chosen here by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, that how he's saying that the hair, it is entwining. Entwining means, of course, it means that Krishna is making a plate, like the 3 plates that is done with the lady's hair. That's what Krishna is doing. So he's entwining the hair with fresh forest flowers, and he's also, the way he is tying up the hair is with not just ordinary thread. It is jeweled thread. So there is shine amongst each. Even the thread that is used on Srimati Radharani, Krishna is so careful that it is not just any ordinary thread, not just any colorful thread, but it is jeweled thread. And he is adorning Srimati Radharani's hair with exotic jasmine garlands. And he's also hanging down some noble gemstones. See, they're just not ordinary gemstones. How Krishna is using the best of gemstones. How Krishna, even in Gopi Gita, how Krishna is glorified, that, he is the best amongst lotus. The gopis are not just calling Krishna as any lotus flower. They're saying that Krishna is a very special kind of lotus flower. How are they explaining that? They're saying, Sadhu Jata Sat Sharasi Jodara Shrinu Shadrisha Suratanathate Ashukadasika Varadhane Gnato Neha Kim Vadha. What they are saying, the gopis, that Krishna, you are not just any ordinary lotus. You are the lotus that blooms in the best of seasons, which is the autumn season, Sharad Udashaye, Sharad Ritu, the autumn season. In that season, the lotus that blooms has the most intoxicating and exotic kind of fragrance. And you're not just the lotus that blooms in the Sharad Ritu, or in the autumn season, but you're Sadhu Jat. You are the lotus which is of the highest, birthright. You're Sadhu Jata. Jata means, by nobility, by birth. So you are just like a sadhu, Sadhu Jata. Your perfectly formed lotus. It is just the best of its kind. Sadhu Jata means it's the topmost of its kind. There cannot be anything more beautiful or more noble than this. So the gopis are addressing Krishna that you are, by calling him Sadhu Jata, they are defeating all purpose of saying, how Krishna is called, that, he enjoys with the gopis, he does this, he's of questionable, character and things like that. But the gopis are saying here that he is Sadhu Jata. He is of the most noble and the most highest of, birthright. That is how the gopis are glorifying Krishna. And therefore, Srimati Radharani, when she gets decorated by Krishna himself, Krishna makes sure that even the gemstones that he collects for Srimati Radharani have a noble background. You see that Srimati Radharani is the epitome of chastity. And last week we were describing how the pastime of Jatila and Kutila with Srimati Radharani, how they always say that, oh, Srimati Radharani, she is very unchastely going and, talking to Krishna. She's not being chaste to her husband Abhimanyu. So that is the greatest complaint that Jatila and Kutila have against Srimati Radharani. So time and again, to prove the chastity of Srimati Radharani, Krishna establishes that as a fact by giving, so many tests, the 1,000-hold pot, water pot. Nobody in Vrindavan was able to fill water from the Jamuna while retaining the water in the 1,000-hold water pot. Only Srimati Radharani was able to do that. She was able to fill water in the 1,000-hold water pot and bring it even without a drop falling from that water pot. She brought it to Krishna. So that was showing, Krishna is establishing it over and over again. And Krishna knows that Srimati Radharani is only chaste to him. That is the epitome of all chastity. So Jatila and Kutila, of course, we should understand that their purpose of coming in this Bhauma Leela was to increase the loving interactions amongst Krishna and the gopis and Srimati Radharani. That Krishna wanted to enjoy Parakiya Ras, and that is not possible in Goloka Vrindavan. So when Krishna comes here in this world, he enjoys Parakiya Ras. So this is how Srimati Radharani is decorated by Krishna himself. He chooses the most, exalted amongst even the gemstones. He gives attention to such details. Generally men are known to be NIDs, not into details, They just go with whatever, the ladies say. They just tend to agree, but Krishna, he's not like that. Krishna is very much into details, especially when it comes in question to Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is decorated by noble gemstones, which is personally chosen by Krishna. So very much giving attention to all the details. Krishna very expertly arranges the hair of Srimati Radharani, and that is why he is celebrated as Keshava, because nobody can adorn the hair, the gorgeous kesh of Srimati Radharani like Krishna himself. So that is why he is known as Keshava. Now here we also notice that Lord Shiva is saying, that Srimati Radharani has 3 jasmine garlands. She wears 3 jeweled necklaces. There's in 2 different occasions. And of course her, neck has 3 lines like that of a conch shell. So this 3 has a great significance. The significance of 3 is explained by Srila Prabhupada. He says that when a particular point needs to be stressed, it is given as Tin Shutta. Prabhupada, of course, him being Bengali and all of us being Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Gaudiya means that we are from Gauda Desh, which is Lord Chaitanya's Desh, which is Mayapur Dham, and the language there is Bengali. So, Prabhupada said in Bangla that there is a phrase called Tin Shutta. Tin means 3, Shutta means truth. That when you want to establish certain truth, then you say it 3 times and it is established as the absolute truth. Just like we know very famously, the verse goes, Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam. Kala Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyevya Gataranyatha. So here, two things are stressed 3 times each. Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam. In this explanation to this particular verse, many a time Srila Prabhupada has given this explanation that just the first line should have sufficed. That Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam. That there is only the chanting of the holy names, only the chanting of the holy names, only the chanting of the holy names. This would have been sufficient. That, only the chanting of the holy names, Kevalam, only. This is the only way of deliverance in Kali Yuga. Just this line would have been sufficient. But again, the second line comes, Kalau nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva higatiranyatha. That there is no other way, no other way, no other way. So how the importance of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Nama, the chanting of the holy names is given so much of importance that there is no other way than the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in this age of Kali Yuga. The Hare Krishna mantra, we all know that Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We see that Hare is given more preference in the Mahamantra, if we notice. Krishna in the Mahamantra is present 4 times. Rama is present 4 times. But Hare is present 8 times in the Mahamantra. So this in itself is a written proof, is a verbal proof that what is the importance of Hare in the Mahamantra? What is the importance of Mother Hara in our particular life? What is the importance of Mother Hara? What is the importance of Mahabhav Swarupini Srimati Radha Thakurani in connection to our making spiritual advancement, in our obtaining Krishna Prema? It is actually Mother Hara who gives us Krishna. She is the only one who can award Krishna to us. Nobody else in this whole world can give Krishna. Even Krishna himself does not give himself to us. When Krishna came in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna just said, surrender unto me. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. You just abandon all varieties of religion and simply surrender to me. I will, deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Ma shuchaha. But Krishna didn't really mention how to surrender to Krishna. So Srimati Radharani contemplated about it. So she came. Krishna came with the merciful mood of Srimati Radharani as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srimati Radharani came, and she is the one who opened the doors of Goloka Vrindavan for all of us. When Krishna came, he also came from Goloka Vrindavan, but Krishna closed the door behind him when he came. But Srimati Radharani and Krishna, when both of them joined together, combined together, and when they came, Sriman Mahaprabhu, how does his hands, assemble? How is his hands? It is raised. Both of his hands are raised. So Mahaprabhu, when he is coming down from Goloka Vrindavan, he didn't have the opportunity to turn back and close the door because Mahaprabhu's hands were raised. You see? So when Lord Chaitanya's hands were raised, he could not even close the door back. So that's why the doors of Goloka Vrindavan are open. And we can take advantage of this most merciful opportunity that has been given to us by the most compassionate Srimati Radharani. And that is the most ultimate objective why we are trying to understand the Sri Radha KripaKataksha Stava Raja, so that we can understand the position of Srimati Radharani. What is her position? What is her, we are seeing no way, to try and comprehend the relationship between Radha and Krishna. It is very exotic. It is very, very exalted. It's very, very pure. We are in no way that we can sit and talk about Radha and Krishna's pastimes. We are not qualified for that. All we can do is try to beg for their blessings so that we will be able to just repeat what we have heard from our Guru Vargas and what we have heard from Srila Prabhupada. So our duty is just simply to repeat and try and assimilate this mercy of Srimati Radharani and understand how special she is in connection to Krishna, how special she is when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and how special she is that without her mercy we will not receive the mercy of Krishna. Without her mercy we will not receive the understanding by which we can relish the Mahamantra. Otherwise, it will just be a very, very mechanical process. So we have to beg at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani that she allows us to realize how merciful she is, and by her mercy, when she is pleased, then she recommends us to Krishna. Then Krishna is awarding us Krishna Prema. That is the process. So, with this understanding, depending completely on the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Vargas, we move on to text 9. Nitam vabimbalanana pushpamekha lagune prashastaratna kinkini kalapamadhya manjule karindra shundadandika varoha shobhagoruke kada karesha sihamam KripaKataksha bhajanam. O Goddess, who wear a sash of flowers on your curved hips, O Goddess, charming with a sash of tinkling jeweled bells, O Goddess, whose beautiful thighs punish the regal elephant's trunk, when will you cast your merciful sidelong glance upon me? Again here, the beauty of Srimati Radharani's lower body is being given. So I will again read from Sri Vidagdha Madhava, where Krishna himself is glorifying Srimati Radharani. And he is saying, O moon-faced one, O doe-eyed one, O goddess, O lovely-nosed one, O one with reddish lips, O sweet smiler, O supreme Lakshmi, O creeper-armed one, O lustrous one of conch-shell smooth neck, O one with plantain tree-shaped thighs, O whose collection of lotus toenails brightly illuminates all directions, when, O Radhe, will you be worshipped by me? Sri Krishna, Lord Hari, is begging in this way to Srimati Radharani by describing her indescribable beauty, that when will I be able to worship you, O Radhe? Even Srimati Radharani is the object of worship by Lord Hari himself. And the most beautiful thing here that, I'd just like for us to, in this particular verse, I personally meditate on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. It's a very beautiful meditation. Just I will share with you what I have heard, and let us see if we can try and visualize the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. The Srimati Radharani's lotus feet is colored like that of molten gold. Molten gold is especially the color which is gold tinged with some white in it. When you boil gold, gold is yellow. When you boil gold, it gives out a bright luster, like it becomes like lightning. The way lightning looks, how lightning just strikes, it goes like that. So similarly, when you boil gold, that is the color that comes out. It has a whitish yellow kind of complexion. So that is the complexion that is closest to verbal description about the complexion of Srimati Radharani. So when Srimati Radharani, generally you don't see her lotus feet because she is very modest, she is very chaste. And chaste ladies, they actually have their feet covered at all times. They never show their feet unless they are walking or running. So when they are walking, they lift their saris a little bit, and that's when you can see their lotus feet. So Srimati Radharani, when she is walking towards Krishna, that's when Krishna becomes mesmerized by seeing the beauty of Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. Let us imagine, let us try to meditate on her lotus feet. So Srimati Radharani's lotus feet, as I was explaining, is the color of molten gold. And then she has the red dye, which is the alta, very beautifully decorated. It forms a thin line around her lotus feet first, and the soles of her lotus feet is also colored red with this dye called as alta. And then on her feet, with this dye called as alta, there are beautiful, very intricate designs that are made. And these designs are made with the tip end of the peacock feather. And Sudevi Gopi is the most expert in making these beautiful, intricate designs on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So sometimes she makes different designs like a flower grove, and then she puts butterflies in them, she puts little birds in them. So all of these are happening, the Leela is happening in the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. There's flowers manifesting, there's butterflies manifesting, and there are little tiny birds manifesting created by Sudevi Gopi, and who have taken shelter at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani in the form of these very intricate designs. So as soon as Sudevi Gopi draws the butterfly, it's like as if they come to life, and they become lively, and they, start interacting with the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So there's an entire pastime that is happening in the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. The toenails of Srimati Radharani are so brightly illuminating that they put to shame thousands upon thousands of moons together. So Srimati Radharani, when she walks in the middle of the night, there is no need for any other light, because when she lifts her skirt or lifts her sari, then the illumination that comes from her toenails brightens the entire forest path. That is this light that comes out, the illumination that comes out from Srimati Radharani's bright toenails. And each of her toenails especially is very beautifully painted with a very beautiful dye. very beautifully painted. And on her big toenail, there is some very beautiful decorations that are done on top of the nail. And then Srimati Radharani, she wears toenails on the three of the middle fingers, the three of her middle toe fingers. She wears beautiful toe rings. And they are all having diamonds and sapphires and ruby. These are the three stones that Srimati Radharani wears on her toenails. Her ankle bells, she wears, one is a tight one, which is on top of her ankle. The other one is a loose one, which comes down almost to her and touches her toes. So it is drooping down, very beautiful one. So one is tight, which is on the top, and the other one is elongated one. And the one that is elongated has beautiful tinkling bells. Pearls are hanging down. The one that is tight on her lotus feet, lotus ankle, is diamond-studded ankle bell. So this way, Srimati Radharani, when she lifts up her sari and she walks towards Krishna, this is the way that we can relish the beauty of the nectar coming from the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So this is how we can meditate on this particular verse of Srimati Radharani's glorification of her transcendental beauty by Lord Shiva. How she wears, a sash of flowers. She wears, flower belt also. Srimati Radharani, actually it is explained that Srimati Radharani very expertly has taught Lalita and Vishakha that, the flower ornaments that she personally likes. Srimati Radharani not only wears jeweled ornaments, but on top of the jeweled ornaments, she also wears forest flower ornaments. There's a very special reason why she does that. Because Krishna, he is the master of the forest. Because they always have their rendezvous in the forest. They meet at the forest. So Krishna is like the king of the forest. So the king of the forest has, forest means what are the significance or the characteristics of the forest? There is fruits, there is flowers. So because the flowers are in connection to the king of the forest, so Srimati Radharani feels that I want to adorn myself with the property that belongs to Krishna. So that is the reason why she actually loves to decorate herself with flower ornaments also, which she herself has taught Lalita and Vishakha how to make. And she has taught them how to make, earrings for her. It is explained that earrings Lalita and Vishakha make for her are of the shape of peacocks, sometimes of parrots, sometimes of swans, sometimes of sharks. So like this, different shapes of earrings Srimati Radharani wears, which are made out of different combination of various flowers. And Srimati Radharani has personally taught how to make these flower ornaments to Lalita and Vishakha. This is taken from Ujjwala Nilamani. In that book, there's a description of the flower ornaments that Srimati Radharani wears. And this flower belt, this flower sash that she wears around her waist is also very, very beautiful. It is explained that there are 8 different flowers in the sash of Srimati Radharani that she loves, like different flowers like Kadamba. Kadamba is the round tennis ball-like flowers. Then there's the Keli Kadamba, which is smaller. They're almost like little tiny, very tinier, but they've got very good fragrance. So these are the two round-shaped flowers, Kadamba and Keli Kadamba. She uses, of course, Champaka. She uses jasmine. She uses Parijata. She uses, different kinds of, these 8 different kinds of flowers that are used on the waist sash of Srimati Radharani. Very, very exotic flavored and exotic scented flowers that she uses. So we'll move on to text 10, which is describing further beauty of Srimati Radharani. Aneka mantra nadamanjo nupura ravaskalat samaja raja hansavansha nikvanati gaurave Vinola hema vallari vidambi charu chankrame kada karishya sihamam KripaKataksha bhajanam. O Goddess, whose anklets tinkling is more beautiful than the sounds of many mantras and the cooing of many regal swans. O Goddess, whose graceful motions mock the moving golden vines, when will you cast your merciful sidelong glance upon me? Here again, continuing on with the meditation of Srimati Radharani's anklets when they are moving towards Krishna, when they are making their way towards Krishna. Krishna actually feels that these sound of Srimati Radharani's ankle bells is more beautiful than many, many mantras put together. Aneka mantra nada. So many sounds of mantras, how when we chant different mantras, how auspicious the sound becomes. One time whenever I read this particular verse, I remember this one particular time in the year 1998. Srila Jayapataka Maharaj was in Mayapur, and that time I was also there in Mayapur. I was living there, and I remember on Nrsimha Chaturdashi day, Srila Jayapataka Maharaj, the day before, he organized a small meeting, and he said that during the Abhishek, the most glorious Abhishek of Ugrasthana Nrsimha in Mayapur, that he wanted to have different combination of different sounds while the Abhishek is going on. And he organized different teams. Actually, there were specifically 8 different teams. So one team he organized will be ringing the bell. The other team will ring will play the kartals. The other team will play the mridanga. There's 3 teams. Then the other team, 4th team, will play the harmonium. The 5th team will chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The 6th team will chant the Brahma Samhita prayers. The 7th team will chant the Purusha Shukta prayers. And the 8th team will chant the Nrsimha Kavacha prayers. So these 8 teams were organized by Srila Jayapataka Maharaj that will go on simultaneously creating the most auspicious of all vibrations. So we had, he had organized it in such a way that in front of Lord Nrsimhadev's altar, there were these 8 different groups. And of course, there was chanting going on. There was, the kirtan was also going on. So, the mridanga, the kartals, the harmonium, they were all in sync with the kirtan singer. And simultaneously, there was recitation of the Purusha Shukta, the Brahma Samhita, all of these different auspicious mantras were also going on. So that was the first time that we had such amazing experience of Nrsimha Chaturdashi, that, these 8 different groups coming with 8 different transcendental sound vibrations were filling the hall, the temple hall of Shri Shri Radha Madhava and Lord Nrsingadev. It was amazing experience. So what amazing, auspicious sound vibration. Just imagine, if you have a bird's eye view of this entire scene going on, of 8 different, sounds coming together in glorification of the Lord. How auspicious that sound can be. How pleasing this sound vibration will be to Lord Nrsingadev, to Lord Krishna. So similarly, when, just imagine all of this sound combined, it is said that it is what Krishna finds more beautiful is just the tinkling of ankle bells when Srimati Radharani is walking towards Krishna. Because every step of Srimati Radharani, every thought of Srimati Radharani, every gait of Srimati Radharani is for the glorification of Krishna. She lives and breathes for the glorification of Krishna. So when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, or when we are chanting the Brahma Samhita, when we are doing all of these different sound vibrations, we are also doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. But just imagine how much Srimati Radharani is pleasing Krishna. Just by walking towards Krishna, she is pleasing him so much more. Krishna finds that sound to be more beautiful. That is Srimati Radharani's, supreme, absolute position. So when Srimati Radharani walks towards Krishna, she even puts to shame the graceful motions of the moving golden vines, of the creepers of Vrindavan. When the wind is blowing and the golden vines, very elegantly they sway to and fro. So Srimati Radharani's walk is just like that. Her graceful motion is just like that. She doesn't walk, like how we walk. She doesn't walk like that. Her walk is like as if she is just, gracefully just, swaying along. She's just swaying. Her lotus feet don't even touch the ground. Her step is like a dance. That is how graceful Srimati Radharani is. So in this way, by meditating on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, by begging at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, we should, try that we are able to, while we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we should be so attentive in listening to each and every sound vibration. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This chanting of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra will show its effect if we want it to. One time I remember one of my very senior godbrothers, he is a sannyasi now. He is in charge of the Namahatta in Mayapur, and his name is Gauranga Prem Maharaj. Most of you may know him. He is a very simple-hearted Bengali Vaishnava, one of the very senior devotees, disciples of Srila Jayapataka Maharaj. And the Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, the Navadvip, the places that, have been found over the years is actually all due to the efforts of this one devotee, Gauranga Prem Swami. So, he was a sannyas disciple of Jayapataka Maharaj now, but this incident happened when he was a brahmachari, and his name at that time was Gauranga Prem Das. Now he's Gauranga Prem Swami. So one day he actually came to meet Jayapataka Maharaj on the rooftop of his residence in the Lotus building in Mayapur Dham. And whenever he would come, Srila Jayapataka Maharaj would ask him in Bengali, "So, Gauranga Prem, what is your realization?" he would ask. And Gauranga Prem Prabhu at that time, very humble, he's a very humble, very sweet devotee. He would also very cutely share his realization. He said, that day, he said that, Guru Maharaj, I was chanting my japa, and suddenly I had this realization that, 10th canto describes Krishna's Rasa Leela, and, we are advised that we should, go from Canto 1, and then we should approach, Canto 10 gradually. We should never directly jump to the most confidential pastimes of Shri Radha and Krishna. But look at the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Look at the mercy of yourself, Gauranga Prem Prabhu said. That because by your mercy, we are participating in Rasa Leela from day one of our Krishna consciousness. And Jayapataka Maharaj said, how so? Why do you say so? He said, he just pulled out his beads from his japa bag, and he said, you see, this is Krishna, the head bead is Krishna. And what is Rasa Leela basically? Rasa Leela is how Krishna is present with each and every gopi. He is dancing with each and every gopi, and every gopi is thinking that, oh, Krishna is with me, Krishna is with me. That is Rasa Leela. So what are we doing when we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra on our japamala? We are starting from Krishna bead, and by taking the touch of Krishna, we are going to each and every sakhi. We are going to the 108 beads by taking Krishna's touch. So we are taking Krishna to each and every one of the 108 sakhis. So that is Rasa Leela going on right within our bead bags from day one of our Krishna consciousness. So we are actually actively participating in the Rasa Leela of Sri Krishna, and this is just by your mercy that we have got the Hare Krishna mantra because of our Guru Varga and because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, we should realize that there is Rasa Leela going on, that we are facilitating in and directly participating in the Rasa Leela. That is one of the understandings. So it was so beautiful, and I personally experienced this. I was present there when this exchange was going on. It was so beautiful to experience this. That so much of realization, so much of, we have so long to go, for us to be able to be on that platform to realize this particular realization. So we beg at the lotus feet of all the devotees. We beg at the lotus feet of our Guru Vargas. We beg at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and all of our Parampara Acharyas. We beg at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, and we take shelter of the most merciful lotus feet of Srimati Radha Thakurani, so that she will one day award us this kind of realization where we no longer have to force ourselves or remind ourselves to chant the Hare Krishna mantra, that we will be always chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, comments, or reflections? We can take that now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dhanat Pranam. Glory to Srila Prabhupada and Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, especially you're sharing the whole pastime, Mayapur pastime, and Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, especially you are also bringing same mood for us. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for your mercy. If anybody has any question, comment for Mataji, they can go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Koti Koti Dandvat Pranam to your Seva. Mataji, when you explained that Gurudeva Jayapataka Maharaj is arranged for Narsingh Jayanti for eight sound vibration, and that vibration is the feeling of that vibration is totally different. It's touched to heart. It's like feel that Srimati Radharani is walking. We feel that Leela from your explanation, Mataji. We are not qualified to enter in Shida Vrindavan or Shida Mayapur, Mataji. That Radharani is Nupur and Enkelbel and by Kartal and by different sound, Mataji. Hari Bol, Mataji. Thank you very much for this Leela. Shri Radha KripaKataksha ki jai. Dandvat pranam. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Thank you very much for your association.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandvat pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for wonderful class, Mataji. Actually, last part I missed for realization. Actually, my kid has started crying. So could you please repeat what was that realization regarding chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra?
The realization from my godbrother, that's the one you want?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so he said that when we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, he said that there is Rasa Leela going on right there in our bead bags, because Rasa Leela means what? Rasa Leela basically is where Krishna is dancing with each and every gopi, and each and every gopi is thinking that Krishna is only here with me. They're dancing with Krishna. So when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, we start with the head bead, who is known as Krishna. That is the Krishna bead. So we are touching Krishna, and we are taking the same touch of Krishna to all the Sakhis, the 108 Sakhis. So we are bringing Krishna's touch to all the Sakhis. So we are facilitating, we are becoming facilitators of the Rasa Leela. We are bringing Krishna to each and every Sakhi. So like that, the Rasa Leela is going on, even in our bead bags when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Oh, thank you so much, Mataji.
Jai Ho.
Thank you for wonderful class.
Thank you.
By your class only we gain lots of energy, lots of spiritual energy.
Hare Krishna. I'm just repeating. I'm just a parrot who's repeating, nothing else. But thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandot pranam all goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Very, very wonderful class, Mataji, and very nice description about Radha. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Yeah. So it's like, very secret, Mataji, but all every Saturday we reveal that secret, by chanting Shri Radha KripaKataksha and talking about Radharanis and Gopis and all the Brajavasis. Mataji, thank you so much, and thank you so much for mentioning about the back door of the Goloka. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful. He opened the back door of Goloka for us, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandvat pranam. It's amazing class, Kalasudha. Really, means it will, for myself, means by listening all your narrating about the lotus feet, beauty of the lotus feet, it will help me in concentrating or in doing the japa more attentively. So amazing, it's very wonderful. And you sing so nicely, Mataji. It's so sweet, in your voice is so sweet. बस लगता है सुनते ही जाओ ना.
ये आपके सुनने की मधुरता है, इसमें मेरा कुछ नहीं है, but it's just the beauty of your hearing. intensity of your listening to Krishna Katha. That's all, Mataji. Thank
your
you.
purity is your purity. And you said that the chaste ladies, they don't show the feet. So is there any reason or something behind it?
Well, the reason that is given is that it's the epitome of chastity. Chaste women, they never show their feet. That is the reason that is given. That is why Srimati Radharani's lotus feet, we don't see it on a daily basis. There are very special occasions when she shows her lotus feet. So it is a symbol of chastity, so to speak. It is an emblem of chastity where chaste women, that's why you'll not see, like how, people nowadays, they wear short dresses, ladies, they wear all that, but that's not supposed to be chaste, because chaste women, they don't show their feet. They don't show their lotus feet. That's just a symbol of chastity.
Yes, very nice. When I see these Muslim ladies, they are covered, they cover their head also. That is in all the religion. It's not only in our religion also. Cover their head and.
Yes.
Good, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you said like when Radharani was walking, her lotus feet were not touching to the ground.
Yes.
So why it is that? It's impossible for us, but nothing is impossible for Radharani. But why she was not touching her feet to the ground?
Well, the reason it is not always touches the lotus ground. Her lotus feet never touches the ground. She does because she also leaves her lotus feet marks on the ground sometimes. But when she is Srimati Radharani is feather light. She is, although she looks to be very heavy, but she is feather light. She is very, very light. So when she is especially coming to meet with Krishna, she is in so much of a hurry that she just literally flies, it is explained. This was explained to us one time by Srila Radharaman Maharaj. He said that when she is with Krishna, she is very relaxed. That time she'll just, lean on Krishna's shoulder and she walks at that time. So that time her lotus feet will sink into the ground because the ecstasy of her lotus feet, when we are feeling a lot of ecstatic symptoms, the body gets very hot. It is described in Nectar of Devotion, one of the ecstatic symptoms is that there's bodily heat generated. So even when Srimati Radharani, when she's holding Krishna's hands and leaning on his shoulder and walking, at that time she's so much in ecstasy that even when she's walking on stone-filled paths of Vrindavan or on the foothills of Giriraj, that stone-laid path, the stones melt when Srimati Radharani walks. That is how much ecstasy Srimati Radharani experiences when she's with Krishna. But this particular time, what I said is that her lotus feet does not touch the ground, is because when she is, having the anxiety to go and meet with her beloved Shama Sundara, at that time, she doesn't want to just depend on her walking. She wants to fly towards Krishna. So she literally just, picks up and she just goes, she just flies. So it is explained that even the Devatas, Srila Prabhupada said, even Devatas, when they come down to this world, they don't, walk. They actually hover. Hovering means they fly around. Their feet don't touch the ground. So that is the symptom of a, Devata also. When they visit here, they don't touch the ground. So Srimati Radharani is the, the supreme goddess. So she can do whatever she wants to do. When she wants to fly, she can fly. When she wants to walk in ecstasy, she can walk. And she can leave her footprints also. So it is based on the situation what she chooses to do. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Also, Mataji, thank you for the mentioning about the chanting, like Krishna, we chant, start from the Krishna beat and go to the one by one gopis. Like that helps us to, concentrate on chanting more.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you.
How sincerely we have to chant, because all the Astasaki is hearing, Srimati Radharani is hearing, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Guru Parampara is hearing. So we should chant very attentively, Mataji. We learn one lesson today. Sometimes, Mataji, first 11 round in the morning time, it's very attentively. But please forgive me. When after coming job, when we are complete, when we are other 4 rounds, that is totally mechanically. Mataji, from today, I will be very attentively chant over my 16 rounds. Dandavat pranam.
Please bless us so we may also have that same determination like you to chant. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, can you please sing Shri Radha KripaKataksha?
Sure. In the end, I will definitely sing.
Hare Krishna, Kalasudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Kaumudiki Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Accept my humble obeisances. I have one question.
Yes, Mataji.
You mentioned in the discussion that Radharani, she is in ecstasy, and she just, when she goes to Krishna, she just flies like her ground. I mean, feet doesn't touch the ground. So now I'm wondering about the devatas. So, of course, they don't come in the Kali Yuga, but previous yugas were coming when the sacrifices was going on, and they all are invited and they come. So, what would be their ecstasy, or how that they don't touch the ground? Could you please explain?
Sure. The reason why the devatas don't touch this ground is not because of ecstasy, like Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is completely different. She is transcendental. But the devatas, when they come down to this material world, they are actually, it is said that their bodies are much more different. They don't have gross bodies like us, The composition of their bodies is completely different. Like Lord Brahma, he is made up of only pure intelligence, only subtle body like that. So just like ghosts, we don't see ghosts, right? But the ghosts also, they don't walk around, they hover. Because the subtle body, they cannot, interact with the gross elements. So, earth, water, fire, air, ether, this is the gross elements. So the reason why the devatas don't touch their feet when they come here is because they are of 2 different platforms. One is the subtle platform and the other is the gross platform. So that is why their feet don't touch, because they can't interact with the gross elements. That is the reason why. So when they come down to this world, they either take the form of, they take a gross form if they want to, then they can interact and manipulate with the gross elements. But otherwise, they just hover, they just hover around. So even as recent as, when Srila Prabhupada was present here, Srila Prabhupada saw Narad Muni. Srila Prabhupada saw Srila Vyasadeva. He said that, did you see, after a Rath Yatra in San Francisco, Srila Prabhupada asked the devotees that, did you see, how beautifully, Gaurnitai were dancing, and how Narad Muni and Vyasadev, they had all come, they were dancing in the Kirtan during Rath Yatra. Then one day Srila Prabhupada, when he was giving class in Los Angeles, in New Dwarka Dham, that time Srila Prabhupada said, Narad Muni has come and Vyasadev has come, so please have an asan for them. So if you notice in New Dwarka temple that there are 2 asanas that are kept on the altar even till today for Narad Muni and for Srila Vyasadev. Because Prabhupada said that whenever there is Krishna Katha, that these personalities come. So in New Dwarka, because Srila Prabhupada said it, personally like that, they have it still on the altar. So like this, pure devotees are able to see, devatas. There are many instances in Mayapur where, devotees have seen devatas coming down, participating in Radha Madhava's Abhishek, and it is verified. Yes, they do. So when they are seen, their feet actually never touch the ground. But the reason is not being on the transcendental platform, but because they are very subtle, and subtle elements cannot interact directly with gross elements. That is the reason why that the devatas, their feet don't touch the ground when they are in their demigod bodies, So does that answer your question, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
I have the phone on a mute. Yes, Mataji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful question. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Any more questions?
Very nicely explained, Mataji. That was coming in my mind too. So it's you said very nicely that the subtle body, they cannot interact with the gross elements. So that is the reason we are not able to see. Because I was wondering also earlier days, the Narad Muni everywhere, he used to come, but what happened in Kali Yuga now?
He's still here. Narad Muni is still here. Those who see him, they see him. Prabhupada has seen him. There have been instances in Mayapur that, many devotees have been revealed about the presence of the devatas, especially during the Abhishek of Radha Madhava. Many instances have happened, So pure devotees are able to see, even till today they can see the devatas, because their vision is, premanjana shurita bhakti vilochanena. Their vision is not just mundane vision, their vision is salved with the love of pure love for Krishna. So that is why they can see even even the subtle elements they can see. Srila Prabhupada saw the ghost also. He initiated the ghost and delivered the ghost. Srila Prabhupada saw Devata. Srila Prabhupada saw Narad Muni. So they are there. It's just that they are invisible to our eyes. And the more purer we become, then they are revealed, that they are sitting right here amongst us, listening to Krishna Katha. We can see them in front of our eyes. They cannot escape at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Any more questions? Okay, if there's no more questions, I will honor Vrinda Gopika Mataji's request. Okay. Munindra Vrindavandite Triloka Shokaharini Prasannavatra Pankaje Nikunjabho Vilasini Brajendra Bhanunandini Brajendra Shunu Sangate Kada Karishya भोजनम् अशोकवृक्ष विताननन्द पास्थिते प्रवालवाल पल्लव प्रभा ऋणाङ्घ्रिकोमले वराभय स्फुरत्करे प्रभूतसम्पदालये कृदाकरिष्यसि मां कृपाकभोजनम्। जय महाभाव स्वरूपिणी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुर रानी की जय। परम वैष्णव श्री महादेव की जय। लीला प्रभु की जय। इस्कॉन वर्तमान गुरु वृंद की जय। संत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।